would you do if you broke up with the love of your life on the way to the European tasting tour that the two of you have been dreaming about for years, only to get ditched at the airport? Then, 4 years later, you finally decide to take the trip, and when you climb on the tour bus, there's your ex. You do the only thing you can do, turn the whole thing into a European hookup competition. That's the premise of The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, today's book review. Make sure you stay until the end to find out what my favorite scene was. Hi, I'm Nancy Basile, and I write murder mysteries. You can get one of my books for free using the link in the description below. Before I get into The Pairings book review, I have a couple of quick favors to ask. One, if there's anything that I don't cover about The Pairing or you have a question, please leave it in the comments because I will make sure I respond. And two, please don't skip ahead if I get boring. Just watch it on double speed because every minute watched really helps out this channel. Now, The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. Let's break it down. The tropes you're going to find in The Pairing are second chance romance, enemies to lovers, then friends to lovers, forced proximity, one bed, pretend dating, and pretend marriage. So if any of those are your jam, this book is for you. The story. The story was so fun traveling across Europe. Not only do we see the two of them figuring out how to get along now, we see flashbacks to their childhoods because they grew up together. The story wasn't so much about plot twists as it was about the two of them, their relationship being kind of like an onion where like a layer was peeled off at every turn until finally they got to their own truth. So I give the story now what? Because when the book was over, I wanted to know what Theo and Kit were going to do for the rest of their lives. The characters. Theo is a sommelier with a nose like no other, and Kit is a pastry chef trained in France where he spent his early childhood years before he moved to California, where he and Theo became lifelong friends. Theo has a little bit of a temper. Kit is a little standoffish. And the other characters in the book are literally characters. They have such big personalities, and there are so many funny people that they meet. And just about everyone in The Pairing has a very fluid sexuality, and nobody cares. And I found that very refreshing. So I give the characters in The Pairing trust with my life. The setting. Do I even need to talk about the setting? France, Italy, Spain, vineyards. The setting can't be any more romantic or perfect, which makes kind of a nice paradox for the prickly dealings that they're going through. So yeah, I give the setting, here's my new address, the spice. So there's plenty of spice in this book. And like I said, everyone's sexuality is very fluid. But when Kit and Theo are forced to stay in the same room, in the same bed, they finally end up hooking up with each other, but they create very specific rules to keep themselves from falling in love with each other again or whatever. Those rules make for some very creative, spicy scenes. So I give the spice rating for The Pairing Urban Dictionary. I really liked these main characters, and I give The Pairing a 5 out of 5. Now, my favorite scene wasn't one of the spicy scenes, and it wasn't one of the heartbreaking or emotional scenes, although there are plenty of those. My favorite scene was embarrassing for both Kit and Theo. The two of them got invited by the hot, sexy tour guide back to his apartment when the whole thing was over. And the two of them thought a, let's say, big event was going to happen, and they were completely wrong. And it made for a very, very funny scene. If you found this review helpful, give me a like. That way other readers like you will find this video. And be sure to subscribe so you get more book reviews just like this one. Looking for more queer romance? I have a lot of gay romance book reviews in this playlist right here.